Alright, ReferenceUSA, it is a free database of all businesses as well as some individuals, but I'm going to show you how to utilize the business database to also get in touch with individual clients as well, so you can take care of both. So if you're interested in either getting more individuals under your belt or more group clients under your belt and driving them to your website, this is how to do it. I'm on the Los Angeles Public Library website. This is the only way that you can access it in a free way. They do have a paid version if you do go to ReferenceUSA.com, but I'd recommend going this route. So I'm on the Los Angeles Public Library. Every library website has a different method of finding it. The first thing you do have to do is get a library card. You can actually apply online to each of your libraries. So find your local library, go online and register on there. Once you're registered, you'll be able to find it. Most of the time there's a search engine up here. If not, they also have web versions. They have like a web database of links that you can click on and you can search there. So it's a little tricky here and there, but most of the time it works if you just simply type in Reference USA, all together, no spaces, and if you click search, it'll bring up Reference USA and the link to go to it. Again, once you're logged in as a library user. So I'll show you what that looks like here. So here's the Reference USA business database. Here we are. So it has a few things here. U.S. businesses, U.S. job internships, consumer lifestyles, new homeowners. If you're in real estate as well, you can take a look at that too. But right now, let's take a look at the U.S. businesses. Now what I like to do is a bit of an advanced search here, and you can do this for yourself. Okay. And here are the main components that you want in your search. So right now it's every single business that has ever filed in the United States. There's 15 million records right now. You can go by major industry. So if there are particular industries that you want to target, let's say maybe transportation, maybe the financial, the retail, I'll just stick with the transportation. Let's also try something else. You can expand these as well. So there's all these subcategories, and it even goes a step further. If you really want to hone in on a very specific type of market or something that you're already familiar with. Every time that I do click on any new category and new filter, I update my count and it'll change how many records there are. So again, this is across the entire nation. We can refine this just a little bit more here. We can go to city. And I can either choose an entire state. If I wanted to choose all of California, I could do that if I wanted to. If I have a dynamic website, of course, yeah, you can just call anyone you want in the states that you're appointed with and just say, hey, go to my website, do some shopping around, and again, all of that information will be filtered into your dynamic website. But let's say I want to keep it local just in case. If I say, maybe I want to meet you in the future, you don't want to be driving or flying too far. So I'll just pick Los Angeles, and again, if I update the count, it'll show me all of the industry that I picked, all transportation in the city of Los Angeles, 3,942 records that I can choose. Now, a few other things that are really important. You've got the business phone here. You want to make sure that the business phone has a valid phone number. Number of employees. This is kind of at your discretion. If there's a certain employee amount, let's say you want a company that has at least 10. Maybe you want a 20 to 49 range as well. So you just keep adding those here on the right hand side all the way up to 50. Maybe even if you do large business as well, you can click on those and have them here for you. Alright, a couple of other things that you want to be aware of is the headquarter and the branch. Alright, so when we are choosing the headquarter and the branch, I always like to go with single location or headquarter. And the reason for that is what this is doing is it's filtering any companies that have a headquarter in the city that I'm searching. There's many times where you may have a business that's located in Los Angeles, but they could be headquartered elsewhere. They could be headquartered in Delaware. They could be headquartered in China. They could be headquartered in Australia, which I have encountered as well and have experience with. So if you're wanting something local to where you can get in touch with the decision maker more easily, it's best to find that they have a single location or the headquarter there, because chances are the decision maker is going to be located in your local area that you're searching. And again, if I update the account, it'll refine this even more for me. And another way to keep it local is clicking on Foreign Parent. And then you want to exclude companies with a foreign parent. Again, you don't want to call a group thinking you're going to get in touch with a decision maker only to see that it's a branch or it's part of an umbrella corporation, and you have to go up the chain, and it might take you a few months to finally get somebody who knows where they might be located. So if you're wanting to get somebody right away, it's best to exclude any companies that have a foreign parent. All right. You can take it a step further if you would like. You can also, change the revenue, how much money the company makes. And that's right here in sales volume. So, if let's say you have a company of 10 and they're making less than $500,000 in sales volume, chances are nobody's making a whole lot of money, or they don't have a lot of extra funds to spend, let's say, on insurance. So you can always choose higher limits if you'd like, and see who else is out there making a lot of money with their company, so they have that revenue to spend on things that would help their employees even more. All right. So with that, we have the major industry groups that you're looking to target. You've got the city and states that you want to search. You can also expand this, if you have other surrounding cities as well. Business phone, only ones with valid phone numbers. Number of employees, you want at least 10, going all the way up to 499, with a higher sales volume each year. Once I view my results, it's going to give me a nice, neat list. And here we go. Now, I could start calling these folks. I can click on any one of these companies, and it'll provide me with their information, and I can scroll down. I can see their tax ID number, location, employees, their actual sales volume from the last year, even square footage. It has a lot of information that you can extract and use when you're making those calls, and it has some information as well about who the owner is, who the owners are, their phone numbers, what they actually do. So there's some information here, and you can call on this person. And if they are interested, you can plug them manually into your dynamic website, into the CRM, just add contact, type in their information, and then you can have that as a follow-up if you want to add them to your drip marketing campaign. But let's say you want to do like a mass calling and reach out to 10, 20, 30, 40 people in a single day. This can get cumbersome, so I want to show you how to extract this as an Excel file. So I'm going to go back to the results. Here we are. Alright, so if I click this box up here, it's going to click on every single account on this page. I can choose up to 250 at a time, so I'll just go to page 2, check off all, go to page 3, and we'll check off all there, and so on and so forth. I'll just do the first 3 for this illustration here. So I now can download this. Also, on a side note, if you do want to save the search and come back to this and utilize this as your tool for making outbound calls, you can. Or you can download and show the Excel spreadsheet. I always like to go with Excel, and I include detail. I'd like all the raw data. If you don't like that, you can always just do a summary. But for me, I like the details, and I'll show you why in just a moment. I'll click Download Records. Now we'll see what this looks like. Okay, dragging the Excel file here. So now it has every single group that I just checked off. It has the executive first names, executive last names, their title, the company address, the usual information. It also has their phone number here, fax numbers, their websites. It has their SIC code. If you do ever need that for quoting, some carriers do want the SIC code, and a lot of other pertinent information as well. So I actually want to go over there and show you what that looks like. Oh, and while I'm scrolling over, it also has business hours too, and it has other executives. If there were other people on the filings, it'll have that here too. But I'm going all the way to the M column. Here we go. So this one, when I make calls and when my broker friends are making calls, this shows me, it gives me a good idea on what they're spending. But it kind of gets your foot in the door a little bit quicker, so you know how much they're spending on accounting, advertising, computer expenses, legal expenses. What I do like is they actually show the insurance expenses and benefit expenses as well. So this will show, what will happen is if you are making a call, you can say something like, hey, Mr. Johnson, we're calling from XYZ brokerage. We're calling people who are spending between $10,000 to $25,000 on insurance expenses. We've been able to work with them on a personal level and find that we've been able to save them on cost and find them cheaper plans with better benefits on a regular basis. We'd like to do the same for you. We would like to talk about doing business with you, and if you're up for a 15-minute conversation, we can set that up. Let's gauge your interest and see where you're going. So it's stuff that we already know about the company, and that decision maker will then, kind of pique their interest and say, well, yeah, I do spend in that range. All right, let's have a conversation. What else can you offer me? And that's when you go into your elevator pitch. We do X, Y, and Z for our clients. We have that hands-on approach. We also have a website as well. We'd like to share that with you to see if you'd like to shop around on your own and see what it's all about. And again, every conversation you have now with the dynamic website, you now have this one place to attract people to drive people to. So that way when they do type in their information, rather than you gathering it over the course of the phone call, it'll all go into your CRM. So you can always follow up with them at any time. You can see the information coming in real time. All right. So, and one last thing. So this is, of course, for group. If you do sell group employee benefits, great. This is a great start for you. Now, granted, these aren't leads, but it's certainly a very large list that you now have access to for free. One other thing, if you do sell individual, this is also a very, very useful tool, because as you have seen, many of these companies, they have 10 employees, 15, 17, they have 20 employees, they have 100 employees. This is a good opportunity for you to call that decision maker and say, hey, I sell individual insurance. Mr. Decision Maker, what I'd like to do is come in, provide a presentation, or do a webinar presentation about my services and what I can offer your employees on an individual basis. So that way you can tap into a large group of 30 employees and sell them individual insurance or critical illness. Essentially, you're just showcasing your website. You can say, I offer all of these things. What I'll do is I'll send you a link to my website and you can do your online shopping there. So when they do pop onto that website, again, they're just going to type in their information, get the free quote, see what's out there. What they don't realize is all of their data is now going right into your CRM. So as you can see the pattern here, you make your outbound calls, you get the interest to go, and then it gets filtered right into your CRM. You capture that data, and then you can set it and forget it with drip marketing, or you can do follow-ups from there. So essentially, you're getting all of this data, driving it to your website, and then you won't have to use this Excel anymore. It'll just be right into your CRM, and then you can do your follow-up. So think of this as step 0. You're just going out there like you own a restaurant. You've got your storefront. Now you need people to come in and start eating. Right? So how do you do that? You have to go out there, you have to say hello, you have to say, hey, here's a flyer, here's a little brochure about a restaurant. You have to get the buzz going that your storefront is now up and running, and you want people to go there, do their shopping from there, and then capture their data and get them to that close. Okay, so this is just round 1, just another place that you can go to get in front of more people at no cost. With this new digital age that we're in, the new normal, a lot of brokers are seeing success with this simply for the fact that they can't go into these businesses right now, but they are able to make a phone call and set up a webinar meeting with all of their employees all at once. They're able to capture that information, send out the link to their website, and then again, everything gets driven right to that CRM, right to that dynamic website, to where you no longer have to think about it. So really now you can spend more time on prospecting. The more you prospect, the more chances you get to get a client. And of course, doing this, it's a lot less time than spending 20 minutes in the car an hour in the car to drive to a location, to talk with somebody, to drop off a brochure, to do some follow-up, then come back and then meet with everyone face-to-face, drop off brochures, and then capture all that data on a spreadsheet, and then come back or give them a call and say, hey, who's interested? That takes a lot more time than simply calling and saying, go to my website, check it out, data's captured, and then you're done. Again, this goal is about giving you more time to spend time on things that you care about most, your friends, your family, while increasing your revenue and driving more traffic to your website. Okay, so I hope this helped. If you do have any questions on ReferenceUSA, let me know. I'll have some information here in the group. Reach out, ask your questions. As more and more best practices come out, I'll be happy to share that. If you have any stories that you'd like to share, please let us know. So we thank you for your time.